Hello, everybody. Episode 4 of Night Gallery. Another good one. They're all good, right? Yeah.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lately Horror Show. What is going on? Am I on the right stream? I've got to check this out, you guys, because it's not popping up. Let's see. What is going on? Night Gallery. Yeah. Make me laugh. Clean kills. Why isn't it showing up? I guess it doesn't matter. So whatever. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Late Horror Show. Yeah, tell me, you guys, if it's live. That's kind of weird. But hey, everybody, welcome to Late Horror Show. I'm Dino. As always, we are getting ready to talk about Night Gallery, season 1, episode 4. Make me laugh, clean kills, and other trophies. Grandpa Munster, Mr. Al Lewis himself, is a brief appearance in the first one. But hello, everybody. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, everything you need to do. We are going to talk about this episode. So, hey, Connie Clary, what is going on? Cyber Pup. Again, very, very, very casual. I got my ginger ale here. Nothing fancy in the cup, but Connie Clary, Brian Kirkham is here. Paul Hamm is here. Harry Scott, what's going on? Toon, Andrea. Bubba is here. What is going on? Good to see everybody. Tomorrow night, me and Dave Plouffe, we will be doing Columbo. Which episode are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about And Now You See Him, season 5, episode 5. Dave says that this is his favorite Columbo episode. So I'm going to watch it tomorrow, right before the stream. And yeah, going to have a good time there. And then next week is Kolchak time again. Can't wait for that. The Spanish Moss Murders. It sounds like some kind of swamp creature thingy or something. I don't know. But looks interesting. There we go. It's showing up live now. How weird. I don't know. YouTube's kind of crazy sometimes. But anyways, this episode, you guys, both are written by Rod Serling. Okay. Interesting approach. I mean, you look back, listen, and I love how Night Gallery opens, like especially this one. He's walking in from a distance, just right through the art gallery, and then just boom. So he takes that long walk, and then you see the close up of Rod. He's got that tan going on and all that. Black hair, it's so interesting, I tell you. But paintings are awesome in this one. But yeah, Make Me Laugh is the very first episode. There's 2 in this one. Night Gallery is an anthology series, of course. Different spins on the end of the shows, just kind of like Twilight Zone, but man, these most definitely have a different feel than the Twilight Zone episodes, that's for sure. Even these 2 that Rod Serling himself had a lot to do with, but you're talking almost, a whole decade later and all that. So we got Jackie Slater in the first one. Make Me Laugh. Make Me Laugh. The portraits make it great. Yes, Make Me Laugh was a very good one. It was a clown painting, and if you get real close up to the face, had a very weird, odd look to it. I really did like that painting. Clean kills and other trophies. That had like a target shot in the eye. I mean, but that first one, Make Me Laugh. Love the painting. Let's see. Yeah, and I'll keep checking the chat, see what you guys are doing. I have some things up my sleeve for some new things, and we'll be getting Whispers in the Dark coming up in the second season of the Clue Club. So there you go. Slow in the chat tonight. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Make me laugh. Let me start talking about this. The very first episode stars Jackie Slater as Godfrey Cambridge, who plays a comedian who can't get no laughs. Can't get no laughs at all. And what's cool about him is he played in a lot, and I'm a fan of like the old blaxploitation films. I just am. I love them. They're great. And Jackie Slater played in one called oh, what's the name of that guy? Comes. Oh, I'm gonna let me bring it up because I want people to see this one. Cotton Comes to Harlem. Comes to Harlem. Fred Sanford plays a little bit part in it, but it's basically it's a blaxploitation film, and I love that era of films and those movies. So Jackie Slater plays a comedian that for 16 years he just can't make anybody laugh. They're old jokes. Whatever he comes up with just does not work. Hey, Dark Angel. Evening, everyone. Good to see you. Ryan79. Good to see you, Ryan79. Going to have to get a horror movie trivia coming up here, too. But yeah, and you know what? The great Tom Bosley himself from Happy Days plays his agent, Jules Kettleman. And I thought it was interesting that he kept calling him Boopy. Hey, Boopy. Boopy. And his name's Jackie Slater. And I'm like, where'd you get Boopy? But no backstory there, no nothing. But Tom Bosley plays Jules Kettleman. And you also get Mishkin, the owner of the club, which is a dive comedy club. He's basically with a mic. There's a drunk woman in the front. There's a guy in the back who can care less, mocking him. And, you know, there's a couple up there that just wants to eat. Looks like some Chinese noodles or something like that. And I'm like going, if they're there just for the food at this place, I mean, come on, I don't know. But yeah, they're all just sitting there. There's like just a few people in the audience, and he's bombing, you know, and sweat is pouring down his face, and yeah, I mean, he's a bad comedian. I mean, and I thought to myself, I'm like, first thing I would tell him, hey, Bill Boyer, what's going on? Riz Dog, I wish they had Night Gallery on a streaming platform to watch. It's very difficult to get a hold of Night Gallery. I will just say this, look at archive.org. But yeah, very, very difficult. Poetic Justice, what is going on? Tom Bosley and Fred Savage, that is an interesting pair to play. No, Fred Sanford doesn't play in this episode. He plays in the blaxploitation film that Godfrey Cambridge played in. So I'm just saying you should check out that movie. Anyways, so while he's up there bombing, and again, as a comedian, he was taking no pauses. He was just shooting one after the other. It was just like one long drawn out sentence. And I'm going like, yeah, you are a pretty bad comedian. And I guess that's the point. Rod Serling was making a point, you know, he's a bad comedian, you know, what can you say? And Jules Kettleman, played by Tom Bosley, his agent, man, you can't look at that guy and not think, you know, Mr. Cunningham, you know, you just can't. He tried his best really to play that kind of agent for the comedian that, you know, kind of a straight guy kind of thing. But man, the minute he talks, it's Mr. Cunningham, you know, but he's his agent, and it's funny when he bombs and when he bombs and he's sweating, man. And I'm like, what are you sweating for? There's 4 people out in the audience. That's it. But I tell you what, this episode has an awesome, awesome twist at the end. I'm like, if there was more of that writing in the entire 25-minute episode, you know, it would have made it a lot more interesting. But it's like, how do you incorporate that without the very ending? Just boom, what, that just happened? But and I'll be talking Mr. Chatterjee, played by the great Jackie Vernon. If you guys know comedy, he plays this kind of guru type thing, and I'll tell you, he wears this white turban type thing. It's just very odd, very odd. It's like out of the 30s, where if you play like it was like Middle Eastern or something, you can see the makeup on him, but it is what it is. I don't know. We didn't get to that point yet, though. His agent, Tom Bosley, right? Jules Kettleman, he's in the back, and Jackie Slater's pissed off. He's like, dude, because he's laying there sleeping, getting some sleeping. Listen, he's been an agent for this guy for 16 years, and he's been a bust ever since. And he even says, like, basically, why have I stayed around for so long? Listen, I'm so sorry. It's bombed. You're not doing that great. Boopy or other names like that were equal to saying, man, it was hip talk, bobbly. Okay, Sharon Williams. Okay, Sharon. Boopy. Well, I've heard the term boopy before. I definitely have. Tom Bosley was also in the Night Gallery pilot. There you go, Paul Hamm. Yep. Which I didn't cover the pilot. I just covered episode 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. I should cover the pilot. But anyways, yeah. He's just laying on the couch in the back, and Jackie Slater says, I could have used you to like clap me up and bring on some laughs and stuff like that. And I'm going to myself, there's 4 people in the audience. Of course he's not going out there, But and Jules Kettleman, Tom Bosley, his character, again, so wholesome. So even in this part, he's like, just so comforting, and he's saying, I'm sorry, dude. I wish things had gone better for you. I really do. And he makes him feel better, but he's just Jackie Slater. And he starts to go on and on and on about, this is awful, what a way to live life. It's just 16 years of this, and it's going nowhere because Mishkin, Grandpa Munster, comes in for a brief second. And again, another character that you can't look at him and see Grandpa Munster. You just can't see Grandpa Munster. You know what I mean? He's got his hair back. He looks like, yeah, whatever. But he's just like, you're gone. He thought he had a contract and all that, but he's like, you're gone. You suck. And then he sits back down and he starts to talk like, I wish, basically saying, to shorten it down, I would sell my soul to the devil just to get laughs. I really want to just get some laughs. Why can't I make it to the big casinos like all the other comedians have and stuff like that? And that's basically it. He's like, I would do anything to get laughs. And then that brings you right to the bar scene where he's sitting there having a drink, and he's complaining to the bartender over and over. I just, and I feel sorry for the guy. He's like, he can't make anybody laugh. Sit on it. Those were fighting words. Hello, sit on it. Hey. But and the bartender's trying to have some, sense. He's talking to me. That's what he does. But across the way is when you see Chatterjee. And he's a guru type. He's got a turban on. They put a little bit of makeup on. Again, Jackie Vernon. Just to let you guys know who Jackie Vernon is, if you don't know who he is. Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. He played one of the voices, Frosty the Snowman voices. He did a lot of those cartoon and voiceovers and stuff like that, but he was in Microwave Massacre too and stuff like that. But he was even in an episode of Kolchak the Night Stalker. He was in that episode, TV series. Which one? Coach Toomey. But anyways, and then some TV series. But he comes up to Jackie Slater, sits next to him, and I thought this was a trip. I really do. Sweet Indigo, what's going on? I'm late. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you, Sweet Indigo. What is going on? You guys are going to see the set changing up quite a bit because I'm really getting into Legos, and I think I'm really going to change the whole set for next week. Yeah, I know. I'm always changing things up, but makes it interesting, right? Those Rankin Bass cartoons creep me out. Oh, Brian, no. I love those. I bought the box set of the base Rankin, and I think they did like 34, 37, close to 40 movies, or cartoon or animated, whatever, cartoon animations, all that good stuff. But Chatterjee comes up to him and he just sits next to him because he hears him from across the thing. And I guess what he ends up being is this like genie, you know how you rub the genie in the lamp and all that. He's kind of like that, or the devil, you know, sell your soul to the devil. But it's not really that. It's not even really selling your soul to the devil. He starts to tell him who he is, and he goes, what did he say? If I don't come up with a miracle before midnight, he's in trouble. He will be a dispossessed soul wandering the earth in limbo. And yeah, so he will be some he would be a ghost or whatever. I don't know. Listen, but he does tell him, I can give out miracles, you know. So it's basically, you know, you have one wish, whatever. Although he gives him a second wish later on, which is interesting. Definitely knows that. I know my wife loves them. I think it's the stop animation and the weird felt they use to make characters. Listen, hopefully you guys enjoy me talking about. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please do that. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the casual talk of these episodes. Good evening, Dino and friends. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Unk. I like the green fedora that your avatar is wearing. But he tells him about the miracle, and that's when Jackie Slater starts looking at him and going, no way. Okay, wow, you know, okay, maybe. And then, but he does tell him, Chatterjee, he goes, listen, in what I do, you know, giving away miracles, whatever, a wish is what I say. More of a wish than a miracle. Although they're one and the same, right? Can they be one and the same? He says, I'm kind of a klutz amongst all the people, or whatever, all the people, the gurus that he give out these miracles and these wishes. He's kind of a klutz at it. So when he gives out the miracle, I guess, and he brought up a couple examples and stuff like that, it just never goes right. It just never goes right. Something screws up. So he starts to hold his, you know, he's like, you got to give me the miracle. Give me the power to make people laugh. Let me make people laugh. When I say something, that's the key word. Let me make people laugh. When I say something, let me make people laugh. Can you imagine every word that comes out of your mouth, no matter what it is, the people are going to laugh at it? I mean, crazy. Hey, Duck Dodgers, what's going on? Good to see you. So immediately Chatterjee goes, okay, boom. And then they exchange something, and he starts to say a word, and he starts talking, Jackie Slater, and the bartender starts laughing at him, and he comes out, and Chatterjee is going like this because he knows what he just did isn't going to come out right. And it would be interesting to know if they're the people who really give out miracles, if that's what they're talking about, like a guardian angel or something like that, things would have worked out for him. You know what I mean? But he made it to where it never works out. You know what I mean? Unlike the devil selling, like you selling your soul to the devil, where your soul's going to be with the devil forever. I mean, this is different. This is different. He's just a klutzy genie in a bottle. I mean, that's all it is. So he starts he's just talking and the bartender's laughing. And then Jackie starts laughing. What? And he walks around and he goes to the girl at the bar. She's laughing. Everybody in the bar was laughing except for Chatterjee. Just laughing. So his miracle came true. I mean, everything he did was gold. But imagine giving the power of laughter to a bad comedian. Okay. And that's what he is. It didn't change the fact that he did better jokes or he performed better. He still sucked, but he was getting booked on all kinds of, big Las Vegas, hotels and casinos. And he was a big comedian. And he sucked. Until one day where next scene, he's in the room with Tom Bosley's character again, his agent. And he's looking at him this time, and he comes in with this sad face, like he's found out that, man, this is boring. It's like, I know everything I do makes people laugh, but I'm telling jokes from 20 years ago, and people are laughing like crazy. And Tom Bosley's character, he's trying to reaffirm him. Listen, you're getting great reviews. You had a great write-up that the minute you walked on stage, people cracked up laughing. It was just, so he's trying to be positive about it all. And he's just bored. He's like going, now that I am making everybody laugh, I'm making everybody laugh with bad jokes. So that kind of sucked for him. So he got the miracle and he kind of hates what he's doing because he hasn't earned it. That's pretty much the way to put it. Francis McCloskey, happy Saturday night. Good to see you. Good to see everybody watching me go on about this episode, which these are pretty quick episodes really to talk about, like except for the second episode. I talked for an hour and a half and I'm like going, oh my God. So the Burgess Meredith one, I think so far that's my favorite episode 2. But he ends up getting a letter while he's in that office or in the green room from another actor saying he would like him to play a straight man in a dramatic role. And he goes, he looks and he's like, whoa, okay, this is something I like. This sounds good. And he's telling Tom Bosley, his agent, this is what I want. I'm bored of what I'm doing. I'm not happy. Thomas Whipple. This episode reminds me of an episode on Twilight Zone called A Nice Place to Visit. You'd have to reaffirm. I've seen every Twilight Zone episode over and over and over, but I can't remember by the name. A Nice Place to Visit. There was the one with what's his name in the saxophone or the trumpet, and the devil, he sold his soul. Anyways, here he gets this letter and he was offered to play a dramatic role on a movie, and he's like, wow, this is my big break then. This is not thinking that everything I say, you know where this is going, right? Everything that comes out of his mouth makes people laugh. So he does show up at the reading, and he's reading the script, and the producer sends up a girl to read with him, and he's reading the serious dramatic piece, and everybody's laughing at him. They can't hold back their laughter. Everything that comes out of his mouth makes people laugh. Wouldn't that be a great thing? Oh boy. Hey, Night Fright Talk Show, what's going on? Good to see you. Wish them into the cornfield. That's not A Nice Place to Visit. That's not that episode. Anyways, So he's reading, and everybody's laughing, and he basically, the producer comes in and he goes, he calls up and says, give him his walking, let him go, let him go, let him go. So he didn't get the part because he makes everybody laugh, everything they've got. So he walks down the steps of the building, and I'm looking at the building going, wow, look at the white brick wall all up the center. It looks like a Lego building. Anyways, he's walking down the stairways, and when he gets to the bottom, he bumps into none other than Chatterjee, okay, the guru. He's there. He's waiting for him. I guess he knows his life's in turmoil, and somewhat like Jimmy Stewart and his angel. Anyways, Chatterjee knows he's not feeling good, and this failed. It failed, and he said, it never comes out the way I want it or you want it to come out. He goes, almost like a just watch what you wish for kind of thing. It's a Good Life. It has the kid that played Will Robinson and Lost. Kid creeps me out. Yep. I know the episode like the back of my hand, Brian. Again, every Twilight Zone episode is great, but the conclusion of this is with him coming down the steps. WTF Horror and Sci-Fi, what is going on? Good to see you. It ends basically with Chatterjee there, and he's talking to Jackie, and he tells Jackie, or Jackie tells him, listen, and I don't know why he did this either, but he's like starts talking to him because he just got out of that thing where I guess reading the script, it was a dramatic role, and he was supposed to make people cry. And he tells him, instead of saying, I just want to be everything back to normal or anything, or I want to be a great actor. How about that? He goes, I want to make people cry. I want to make people, see what I can do. I want to make people cry, when he performs, he wants people to see him cry, and clicks his finger. So then you're sitting there, you're thinking, you're going, okay, it's going to make people cry. So every time he talks to people, they're going to cry now. But the twist, oh my God, the twist. He calls over to a woman across the street at a flower stand. And he says, lady, miss, hello. And then he starts to walk across the street as he's hollering her name. And as he's doing that, on comes, I don't know if it's a bus, I forget, or a taxi or something, but it comes up and he gets hit by a car. And they show his body flat down on the pavement. And I'm just like, and then they show Chatterjee walking away. So he made it. And then the old woman starts to cry, and a couple people start to cry. So people are crying over the death of Jackie, who was just hit by a car, and Chatterjee just walks away. And I'm just like going, what a freaking messed up story, where it seemed so simple, and let's grant him the wish of making people laugh, but it's not going to go your way. But then the very last couple minutes, he redoes the story, and he wants to make people cry, which I still don't even get that. Hello, Michael. What's going on? Good to see you. Haven't seen you here before, but good to see you. Welcome to what's been Saturday Night Gallery talk for the past 4 weeks or so. But yeah, he makes him cry because he's dead. I mean, if it doesn't get any worse, I mean, Rod Serling really put a twist onto the end of that. That's for sure. But then we go into the next episode. So that was that. I mean, a great episode. Really, really good. Is it better than the ones I've seen prior? I don't think so. I mean, I'd give it maybe a 6 out of 10 for that story. And it was written by Rod Serling. But the next one, a little different. Both stories were definitely totally different from each other. Clean Kills and Other Trophies. listen, this is all about a madman, a father. And listen, Colonel Archie Dittman, he is played by Raymond Massey. Who is Raymond Massey? You guys will know him. He plays in Arsenic and Old Lace as the brother who looks like Boris Karloff, the criminal. That is Raymond Massey. So that sticks in my head. I mean, that role was just well. Listen, Arsenic and Old Lace, I love that movie, anyways. But playing the role of an Arsenic and Old Lace of Raymond Massey's a great guy. He's a little bit more elderly here, you know. That what are you going to do? But he plays Colonel Archie Dittman, and he's a trophy hunter. Lions, gazelles, deer, you name it, any kind of wildlife animal or whatever he's after for the hunt. And I love the interaction between him. He's an old man with a cane, and he's got a son, Archie, who is coming of age, and he has a trust fund, millions of dollars he's going to inherit within 15 days. And he's got a I put the names of the people down. They really don't matter. You know, there's Archie, his son, Dittman Jr. There's Jeffrey Pierce, paid by Tom Troop, as the lawyer. And then there's also the butler, Tom McBoya. He's the butler who plays who Colonel Dittman calls a savage pagan. That's all I'm going to say. They were a little deep in, listen, times were different, and they said things. Yeah. They said things different back then, but I'll just say savage pagan. He was from an African tribe, and he came back with him on a hunt, maybe some 20, however many years ago. I think he said 20 years ago. His son's about to become 21, inherit millions of dollars. And and he's become his butler, basically. And he's become his butler. So let me see. I've been attending the last few weeks, found the broadcast just after the first of the year. I usually sit back and listen. Awesome, Michael McBride. Thank you. Just wait, season 2, American Horror Story, some classics. Just wait, season 2 of American Horror Story, Paul Ham, is that what you said? What? AHS is American Horror Story, some classics. I watched some American Horror Story episodes. I forget which seasons, definitely season 1, which I really enjoyed. I've missed out on a lot of seasons, if that's what you're talking about, Paul Ham. But anyways, getting back to this. Savage pagans. So getting back to this, he basically, oh boy, shows everyone his trophy room, calls the butler a pagan savage. He's making out his trust fund. He's got to sign it. Jeffrey, his lawyer, is there to make sure it's signed. But his son, he's not going to sign it, he says, basically, because his son's over there drinking wine like crazy, downing it, because his father treats him like, you can tell he's had a terrible childhood. His father always wanted him to be a hunter like him. Listen, I can't go far enough to tell you how Raymond Massey's character, of the trophy hunter, Colonel Dittman, how hardcore he is. He basically don't care about anybody, anyone, life. And there's this conversation going on as his son's drinking wine, because his son's never killed in his life, and he doesn't want to kill, not even a deer, not a bug, anything. He doesn't want that. And he starts telling him, I gave him this money. What's he going to give it to? The homeless. He's just as cold-hearted as they come. And he's treated his son awful all these years because he wouldn't hunt like him. Basically, Raymond Massey, the Colonel Dittman, doesn't have a conscience, doesn't have anything. But the interaction between the lawyer, Jeffrey, and Colonel Dittman, back and forth, as Colonel Dittman talks about, loads his rifle, talks about the lion and, the hunt and all of that. And Jeffrey's just like, how fair do you think that is? Because he talks about how hard it was to get the lion. And he goes, but the lion had no chance. You have a rifle. You have a weapon. And he's going, they're just going back and forth on this argument, and a good one. And again, it's a touchy one because I'm talking right now about, hunting and rifles and stuff. You notice I'm not using the other word, but he just kept saying, listen, you're kind of pitiful where you think you're this great almighty hunter, this strong-willed being, almighty warrior, and you've got a rifle behind you. Anything that comes up, you're in a distance, boom, boom. And I kind of agree with it. Listen, if the dude had 2 knives and he was hunting lions and tigers like Tarzan, and he's jumping out of trees, boom, now that's a savage warrior. That's a warrior. You're going to do some stuff. Tony Horror Writer, what's going on? Good to see you. Not American Horror Story Night Gallery. Okay, season 2. I can't wait then, Paul Ham. Yeah, you said AHS. That's American Horror Story. So I'm not. That was weird, but I get what you're saying now, Paul Ham. Okay, good. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Let's get as many likes as we can before the episode is over. Overnight tonight it's time for a Narrow Wolf stream. Just like it was time for a Sherlock Holmes stream a couple days ago. Tonight it's just going to be all Narrow Wolf from the beginning to the end. So again, didn't list timestamps. You guys know the routine. It's Narrow Wolf, Sydney Green Street. So enjoy that overnight tonight. But so basically, he says, hold on, Mr. Dittman, Colonel Dittman. He goes, hold on with this will thing. It's got bonds and savings and stuff like that in there that Archie's going to inherit. And he says, I'm not going to sign the papers until he has 15 days to kill something. And basically he says he's going to take him out hunting for deer tomorrow. His father does. He says anything. Okay, that's after. And the lawyer says, listen, no, Archie, you can sue your father. You don't have to. You can contest it. And he basically says you can have the judge put this in some kind of hold, and he can't do nothing with it because he said, listen, if he don't kill something in 15 days, I'm going to spend it all. It's not going to be there anymore. And listen, this has got a very interesting twist too. And I'm trying to think, I know there was a horror movie or something, even like, I won't get to it yet, Motel Hell, that kind of had a similar ending type thing as this one did. But anyways, so he tells him that, and he goes, that's right. And he starts to walk up the stairs. And basically Archie grabs the rifle and he's crying, he's been tormented by his father for many, many years. Hey, Broken Prophet, what's going on? Good to see you. Hunt with spears and bows made in the field to give the animal a fair shot at it. WTF. Or like Maboya, the butler, because he's from the Maasai warriors. I think that's where he came from. That's what they were talking about at the beginning, the Maasai warriors. And the butler, he basically says, you hunt for food. You hunt to save your life. Well, you don't hunt to save your life. You hunt to feed and to provide. That's what you do. You don't hunt the way he's doing it for trophy. So, anyways, the son picks up the rifle and he goes up and he's arguing with his father back and forth. And he tells his father, he says, "Does it have to be an animal, father? Does it have to be an animal? Can it be anybody, a human? Can it be a human? Will that count?" Basically, with tears coming down his eyes, basically saying, "Listen, I think I want to kill you is what I want to do. You've tormented me all these years and put me down for too many years. How about you, father? How about you're the one I kill?" And he puts the rifle up and gets ready for it. And the butler comes right over and he pushes it aside and it shoots off. And if the butler wasn't there, he may have killed his father and he may have been in trouble. The butler always does it, Francis. Not this time. The butler actually is here to protect Archie, is what we find out. Because the butler stops him. He came with Mr. Pittman, the butler did, for the kid, he says. He says, "I came for Archie to protect him because he knew the savage nature of his father, and he wanted to protect him." So that's why he's there in this story anyways. He actually says, and when he says that, and he's talking to Colonel Dittman, the father, he says he wants to add his son as a trophy. I heard that line and I'm like going, what the heck are they talking about? That would mean he would want to kill his son and then put him. Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand that. But basically he wants to make him a man, he said, and have him get his first kill. And I guess in his mind, hopefully he shoots his first deer. He's going to become a man. He's going to have a taste of blood and he's going to want to do it over and over. I never understood that. I mean, if you don't want to do it and you have a heart that doesn't want to kill, you're not going to. Let's see. Archie Bunker. Eat it there. Archie. Listen, so the butler's there to protect him. And that's what he's doing. And they basically go out hunting the next night. But the night before, I can't pass over this. The night before, Colonel Dittman comes into the bedroom of the butler because he's in front of the fire and he's doing kind of a chant to the gods. He's doing a ritual to the gods. And he's talking to Colonel Dittman is talking about the rain coming outside. It's raining like crazy. Hopefully that means it'll be a perfect morning. All the deer will come out because the rain has stopped. Wish for the rain to stop. And it's funny because the butler turns around and he says, "That is not the wish I make." So interesting. He tells him that. He goes, "That is not the wish I make." So he wishes for something else at the end of this. Well, this got weird. What's going on? They don't call me the Gutter King for no reason, Connie. Huh? Archie Bunker, how are you? Oh, is it the chat going on? What you guys doing in the chat? What you guys doing? Raining cats and dogs, Duck Dodgers. Yeah. I wouldn't take a night out on a horse like this. That was a really long joke in The Honeymooners that Ralph Crampton was preparing. And the end of it was because you wouldn't take a horse out on a night like this. And he ended it with, "You wouldn't take a night out on a horse like this." I don't know. It was a bad joke. And it was from The Honeymooners. It was meant to make you laugh. Okay, so the father takes the son out, who's 20 years old, hunting, and the sun's out and it's a great day for hunting and they're walking the path. And it's funny because the son Archie has like this red cap on, like he's 12 years old, going out for the first time with his father. And he's got the rifle, and he looks like he's going to try to attempt to kill a deer. I mean, and as they're walking, they actually see a deer, and his father goes, "There's one. This is your chance, you idiot. Do it, do it, do it, you idiot." And anyways, and he's pointing, and he can't quite do it. He can't quite do it. And he's shaking, and he's looking, and his father smacks him on the head, having the bullet shoot off. But I guess he got him. He still got him. And he goes, "Dang you." And he's pissed because it wasn't a clean hit. He didn't want no blood. He wanted to hit in a certain spot right above the shoulder blades. It will take him down, wouldn't be messy. But I guess because he slapped him and made him budge a little bit, it went through the lungs, causing a whole lot of blood and a whole lot of mess. But they got it, and they got the deer. And they came in with it, and yeah. I mean, so he did do what he was meant to do. He tries to shoot, hits, but the Jane John in the lungs. He walks into the trophy room, and so as soon as the father gets home, just looking over my notes, want to make sure I get this right. Colonel Dittman walks into his trophy room again, this time sweating. He looks sick. He looks ill. Paul Hamm, the butler, was Herbert Jefferson Jr. He played Boomer in the original Battlestar Galactica a few years later. Yes, Paul Hamm. There you go. To the moon, Alice. Bang, zoom. Yeah. So the father comes in. He's sweating. He's looking. He goes, "My face. What's wrong with my face?" And right there that it's the wish he made to the gods the night before on his father, okay? Because he doesn't like what he did and what he made his son do. But basically, the son's going to inherit the money, and the lawyer is there, and Jeffrey wanted to go talk to the lawyer, but the butler came out after he was doing it and said, "Don't worry about it. The gods have taken care of Colonel Dittman. He's taken care of him. They have taken care of him." And Jeffrey's like, "Okay." He walks in the room. They don't show nothing, but he closes the door and he walks away. He doesn't say nothing. He looks up at Archie, and it's funny because the butler says, "Please make sure you tell him that it was just a deer, so his conscience so he can move on with his life and his conscience wouldn't bother him." So he just said, move on. So Archie and Jeffrey, the lawyer, end up leaving, and the butler ends up turning around and going into the room, and he goes up to pour himself a drink. He pours himself a drink, and basically, with the weird twist of this, is the hunter became the hunted, then the trophy up on the wall. So Colonel Dittman, by will of whatever the savage ritual was of the Maasai and the hunter, the gods basically, his head's up on the wall like a deer, okay? His head's up on the wall like a deer. And that's kind of how they end it. His head's up on the wall like a deer, and they get a close-up of it, and you can see his eyes kind of gloss over it. So he got he definitely got what he deserved. Raymond Massey in this role, man, was so brutal and so mean-spirited and cold-hearted that to his son, that I'm just like going, dude, man, I hope something bad, very bad happens to him. And it did. It was a simple story with a strange twist at the end. I'm coming to find out that a lot of these stories in Night Gallery, not taking away the goodness of it, because it shows that you can have a simple story, without a whole lot. And these are short episodes. I mean, technically, this would be a half-hour show each, but because they give you 2 episodes. Heck, some you get a 30-minute episode and then a 10-minute and a 10-minute book ending. So each story is a story. That's what you get from anthology series. Creepshow did a great job at it. I thought they did a really, really good job in Night Gallery so far, and only to get better, like Paul Hamm says, in season 2. Again, I'm going through. This is episode 4. Next one I'll be is episode 5. I'm hitting these as they go. I tell you what, the season 2, Burgess Meredith, that's my favorite so far. A little sci-fi action going on there in those 2. I really do like it. But this one, I don't know. I almost want to say a 5 out of 10. It's a kind of an average episode for Night Gallery so far. With the head up on the wall. I mean, I like that that's to where it went in the twist. It wasn't very supernatural. It wasn't very, I mean, I guess a little bit, because the gods made this happen and there was no butchering or whatever of Colonel Dittman. He just ended up on the wall. And I don't know how that happened, because the butler was in there and out within minutes. So I don't know how that happened. But needless to say, we got 2 stories this time. And because of the first story, Make Me Laugh, with, I got to say his name again, Godfrey Cambridge, who was in the Blaxploitation movie, which I love. The Blaxploitation movies of the 70s. I really do. 1970, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Cotton Comes to Harlem. I am watching this movie tonight. Okay. As I go to sleep, I'm bringing it up on my iPad, and I am going to watch Cotton Comes to Harlem, which stars Godfrey Cambridge, and also, let's see, is there anybody else here you would know? Red Fox, Fred Sanford is in the movie. He plays Uncle Bud in this movie. We got Judy Pace in a lot of blaxploitation films as Iris. Raymond St. Jacques, you would know him if you've seen him. So I'm trying to think. Anybody else here? Eugene Roche plays in this. You guys would know him too if you've seen him. Helen Martin, Church Sister. She sang a lot of tunes back in the 60s and even the late 50s. You would know her if you've seen her. Church Sister she plays. But listen, man, I would like to cover blaxploitation films on the channel too, but it's a tough topic to talk about. But can't you talk about the greatness of what the actors did back then and the movies that they actually put out? Because they really, it gave black actors a way of, listen, I know it's exploitation, but it gave them a way of showing the lifestyle, the way the inner city workings of neighborhoods and stuff like that worked, and allowed them to get their fame and in a comedic way. So I mean, it's historical. It's some of them are top notch, great films. I really do think so. Anyways, that brings us to this. Let's see. Ethel, I'm coming. Yeah. I love when Fred Sanford would put the saran wrap over her face, and yeah, I can't say it. I'm not allowed to. Been ages since I've seen that movie. Kind of clear. Really? Uptown Saturday Night. Harry Scott. Yepers. They got to a 30-minute episode format in season 3. Okay, season 3 they go to like half-hour shows. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Well, I mean, I can't wait. I know I think they had 4 seasons. If I go back, let's see. Yeah, I think 4 seasons. All episodes. Season 3. Only 3 seasons? Why did I think there was a season 4? Unknown. There's unknown episodes. What? The Sixth Sense? 1972. The Sixth Sense, I didn't mean to say the. 1972. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Sixth Sense episodes that are unknown, but let's see, how long are they? Episode aired January 29th, 1972. Doesn't say how long it is. But a doctor suspects 5 people is a fraud concerning psychic abilities. You're going to say, I'm going to have to see if I can find these. I mean, if it's unknown on IMDb, are these still around? Paul Hamm, have you seen these ones? There's season 1, season 2, season 3, and then unknown. And it's just all 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of like the Sixth Sense series. They're all different series. Whisper of Evil, Lady, Lady, Take My Life, Through a Flame Darkly, I Did Not Mean to Slay Thee. Interesting. Anyways, I thought that, well, let's see, The Glove Cleaner, what is going on? Haven't seen you in a long time. I thought the Night Gallery pilot was darn good, but hit and miss after that for me. I can see that The Glove Cleaner, I can see that because, like I said, this episode 2 I loved. Episode 1 was great. This one was mediocre. Last week's was mediocre, and by no means putting it down, but in comparison to like Twilight Zone, I mean, there's just no comparison. But yeah, I guess I'm only 4 episodes in, so let's see where it takes us. Panic Penguin, what's going on? Paul Hamm says season 4 isn't real. They were Sixth Sense episodes reformatted with the Night Gallery titles when it went into. Okay, Paul. Listen, see, man, what would I do without Paul Hamm sometimes in the chat, man? Definitely something I didn't know, Paul Hamm, and good to hear. Hey, it's Dave Plouffe. What is going on, my friend? Good to see you. Going to talk to you tomorrow about Columbo. Can't wait to watch that. I guess I should ask you, is it an hour episode or is it a 2-hour episode? How long am I going to be sitting watching it? Which I can't wait. Rod's involvement was fairly limited. Yeah, The Glove Cleaner, but he did write these 2 episodes. And for Rod Serling, the 2 episodes I did tonight make me laugh. And Clean Kills and Other Trophies. Middle of the road, but doesn't take away at all. I'm sure Dave will get back to me on that one. But yes, me and Dave Plouffe tomorrow night. Now You See Him, season 5, episode 5. And then next Sunday we got Kolchak. And then the following Sunday, we're going to have a couple guests on. I'll be posting very soon. They do a Columbo podcast. Good couple of guys, very fun, and they're going to join us to talk about a Columbo episode, and I think that's going to be hilarious. We're all going to be laughing over and over and over, especially if they bring a couple drinks with them on the show. But anyways, yeah, check out Dave's channel. It's 2 hours. Okay, thanks for the heads up, Dave. Because sometimes they jump in and go, oh, shoot, I better hurry up, turn it on, watch it before the stream. So 2-hour show tomorrow. So yes. Anyways, with that said, Narrow Wolf tonight, all night long. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Got some things going up my sleeve. After tomorrow, I will be reworking everything. And you will see something different is what you'll be doing. Now just one more thing. Sounds great. Now just one more thing. They will bring alcohol, says Dave Plouffe. Okay. On a school night, Francis Bukowski. Oh, God. Funny. Oh, make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way out. Let's see how many we got. 76 thumbs up. Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Paul Ham. Good show, he says. Appreciate that. So yeah, no, going to get ready for the overnight. Made this an hour show. With that said, as always, I will see you tomorrow night with Dave Plouffe, talking Columbo and Peter Falk. Peter Falk. Falk. That don't sound right, does it? It's not coming out quite right, is what I'm trying to say.